Hello, it's Scott and Rita. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. If you're not, you can like this video or you can subscribe if you're watching it or not. It's up to you. Today, Rita sent me a really cool video. It was about autism, like people with autism, about their ideas that they had. And basically, it was kind of like how we feel about when you have great ideas and when you know that you have really forward-thinking ideas and you have more of like what we think we have more keys to people's success in a different way, but yet you're not listened to, and it's because everyone else is looking around really for the other leaders that they are attracted to right now, just to say, oh yeah, that might be a good idea that Scott and Reed are talking about that, but I don't dare even like think about it unless I look around and I see that the people that I'm supposed to respect or that I do respect, or for whatever these leaders that are put in place, I got to look around and see if they approve. If they don't approve, there's no way. No matter how much truth or how much real what is that, genuineness the idea has, or evidence the idea has, the evidence. I don't even dare. So, and about how it, we just have to wait for a while, and then things will catch on.
And he made the distinction between being a leader and an innovator, and so the people will follow the leader rather than the new innovative idea.
Right. So we thought it'd be a good idea. I brought it up, and I thought it would be a great idea to do a cosmic dialogue in the future about the time when people really started to understand and possibly listen to the ideas that we've been putting forth. Or what's your take on that?
Well, just as you're saying that, I really had this feeling of wanting to not go into the future, but be right here now.
Okay.
And go with the theme of, sorry, too late.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll just say one day in the future, or an hour in the future, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's talk more about this. I want to hear you start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, we got off our Zoom, or our our whatever this is.
StreamYard.
Yeah, there it is.
StreamYard.com. Check it out yourself.
We got off our video call, and we knew as we were talking to each other that it's really just too late for everybody to catch on. Everybody, meaning the majority of people. We've been holding ideas for a long time, not even ideas, but truths. We don't fully understand all the truths. We're the first to admit that, but we are fully devoted to learning until we do understand more and more and more, and looking for the evidence that what we have an inkling of is true. And I think we were holding out hope that people would really prefer to have a sense of peace and ease and not get wrapped up in the propaganda and the power plays, and not be pawns to the people who benefit from controlling the masses. And we really just had to sadly accept that it's too late. We have allowed the oligarchy, the power behind the scenes, we've allowed their plan to progress too far for most of us to be safe from it. And Yeah, it's a real sadness. And that feeling of sadness is what we have to feel, what you and I have to feel. So, yeah, what was it like for you to just let that sink in?
I think that what you said just right now, the very end, like what it feels like to carry the sadness
Hmm.
for the majority of the world. I think it's something that have tried in the past to just not feel. There's got to be some other way. There has to be hope. There has to be a technology that will save us. There has to be finally some little glimmer that will shoot through that will actually wake up the majority to see that they've been duped by all these like mega control systems, the big pharma, military industrial complex, the political arenas, the um, just like our system in general, how we're really almost volunteering to be enslaved. I won't even say almost. I can't anymore.
Yeah.
There are no victims, there are volunteers.
Hmm.
And that's a sad thing. And so if I
Oh, I want to highlight that.
good.
There are no victims or volunteers because we're in this huge victim system, interpersonal victimhood of people staying there instead of just taking their own personal responsibility. You're volunteering to be a victim. Or what did you say? To be slaves to the system.
To be a slave to the system. You're enslaved. You've enslaved yourself voluntarily.
Yeah.
And everything that can present itself to you to get out of that enslavement is almost as if it's so far on the periphery for you that you won't get out. It's classical conditioning. We're entrainment. We're so accustomed now to our cages. And talk about cages, career cages, egoic cages, cages of security, cages of self-protection, the attainment of wealth. Fear is a huge cage. People would rather stay in fear than look to those things that are right in front of them so that they could actually gain their own sovereignty. That's a better word, sovereignty, not just self-responsibility. You're a human being who owns your life.
Mm-hmm.
What does that feel like?
Until you give it up voluntarily.
Until you give it up. What if you really owned your life? You could really feel it. But I feel like that's something I just have to now grandiosely just embrace for myself. I feel my own life, my own sovereignty, my own responsibility for my health, for who I interact with, for the jobs I choose and the things I choose as a vocation, and how I set my steps on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I still am within this system, but as far as we know, Rita, because we have 15 subscribers?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe 30, maybe 40. We're not making the splash like Oprah. So it's we're on the outside of mainstream. So yeah, we are still part of the system. The system is still
understatement. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in a planet. So or galaxy, let's just say that. But yeah, that when I first started this, we just jokingly said it's too late. Let's just talk about that. It's way too late.
And it just landed when you said that. It just, yep, Yeah. Truth.
So I mean, and then what do we do with that information? If we know it's really just kind of too late for people to like come around, I guess. And it's not an egoic thing about coming around. It's just I don't know.
It's just a lack of logic and rationality. It's yeah. It's a hard way. It's a hard to explain from a place of humility and caring because it sounds as if it's not. It sounds arrogant.
Right. It sounds like we're just bitching. We're bitching at the world and just
Yeah.
saying, what are you guys thinking? We're knocking on people's skulls. I mean, if it sounds like that,
That's what happens when you're not accepting the reality. That's when you bitch.
yeah,
I think it's a denial of, it's push, like you were saying earlier, pushing away that sadness because you're trying to shake people into seeing what's in front of them.
right. I mean, we know that like all these things are set in motion.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much set in motion. If we did a cosmic dialogue into the future about when people finally started to listen, we would really have a. I. It's so weird. I just feel that this is like really in my blood and bones that if we had a dialogue in the future, far in the future, when people really totally did seek this evidence and seek this and where those ideas came to fruition, the whole world and the whole landscape would look so different. We would have to have gone through incredible, incredible, I would say annihilation, crumbling. It's like rebuilding. I guess nobody wants that, of course. We'd rather hold on to the dream, the Matrix blue pill, so that we're taken care of.
We'd rather keep the horrors that exist now than change.
Yeah. Better to be in the horrors you know than the horrors you don't know.
Or the wonders that you don't know.
The wonders. So there are a small group of people who are with us. I know that there are. There's always going to be a small group of people who are with us who will stay on the outside, who will, they're like, I'm not going to the doctor for this pharmaceutical thing when I know that the earth and the planet can give me everything that I need for sustenance. I'm not going to do chemotherapy. Maybe this is a natural way of like me having to pass through this life. They just don't. There are some of us out there who won't be here.
You just inadvertently showed me the irony of being so afraid of coronavirus, but not the planet shaking us off.
Right. Not the, yeah. So afraid of, I mean, I will say manufactured as a term of how the fear has been manufactured, how the idea of this coronavirus has been manufactured. So that's why I'll call it a manufactured virus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a living virus, but that's like this, but there's been a manufacturing of it.
Yeah.
That has it's spread like wildfire, and we can see that this is a perfect opportunity for big pharma, big corporate medical interests to profit. I can already see it when I go shopping for my job, where I have to tell people that isopropyl alcohol is sold out of a store. Fear helps us to stay in this pawn for profit system. But the biggest, most mature thing I think that now we just have to do is grieve. You and I probably have to grieve the planet grieve those in humanity who we just know, well, it's too late. So grieve for ourselves, because that just it's more of like that feeling of I have to let go of a dream I had with this other person. I have to let go of a dream of really sincere connection, or a dream of more
widespread love.
Yeah, widespread love. Oh my gosh. So it's really hard to let go of those
We
dreams.
gotta avoid that, don't we?
But if I feel like I'm more of an interdimensional being who also is, I guess that has to feed me. That connection to spirit, to soul, to the actual spirit and being of this earth. To the universe, to God.
Yeah, I'm just hearing right now the solitude that we've been cultivating for ourselves, each of us, is going to be a really good skill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been a lifesaver, but it's just going to be magnified now.
I've been more introverted these last few years than I have in most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, I love the solitude, because I can think, and I can be more connected to a more real reality to me. So yeah, I think that's, I don't know, what else do you have to add? Just goes back to that one cosmic dialogue we had, where we realized there's nothing left to do. Keeps coming back to that. There's nothing else to do here. There's nothing left to do.
Yeah.
Just be in your space. Know that whatever you were here to do is done. And what do I do the rest of the 50 more years of my life? That's a question I have. But that's a question I have to figure out for myself.
Right. It's all going to be different. That's all I know for sure. It's all changing in ways that we can't fully see yet, and in ways that we're being distracted from seeing.
Yeah. And it's hard because, I want to give out sunshine and lollipops to people to make them feel happy and to change hearts and minds, and give them some grains of hope and some grains of opportunity, and then be a cheerleader for them, and a right hand person for them to like grow and evolve. That's
yeah.
It seems like it's hardwired in me.
Yeah, I know. A lifetime of that. That's the thing we have to feel through and let go of. And didn't just allow, well, we value sovereignty, so we have to allow them their sovereignty.
Yeah. Free will is it's a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about karma for me. You have to acknowledge that side of the gift. Free will plays out. It'll affect me too, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
I'm not immune to someone else's free will coming in and swooping and maybe ending my life somehow. It could happen. I have a choice in how I feel about the life that I have. I have that sovereignty, how I act within that life.
But let's look at, as you're let's segue then into the ease of not living in that amount of fear where you're driven by whatever new thing is manufactured to generate the fear. I mean, it must be just awful living in that amount of fear all the time. No wonder people are unpleasant, to put it mildly.
Well, it's traumatization.
Yeah.
With people don't realize how they've been traumatized.
Yeah.
And re-traumatized
Yes.
over and over.
Slow and methodical.
Methodically.
Mm-hmm.
And even coming out of that trauma, you know.
And I want to say here, we've been in that, and we know what it feels like, and it's awful.
Oh.
So awful that we wanted to come out of it.
And my longing to, be a cheerleader for some other folks is still part of that, my recovery process from all that trauma. My wanting and desiring to bring other people along, share my ideas, see if they catch fire. I mean, it is part of that. I mean, why share it if I'm glad there are other people out there have shared this so that I can actually do that. I have books galore. I have so many resources, but this was all common knowledge so long ago. So I'm just the carrier of common knowledge, I guess.
Well, another video I listened to by this person, and I can't remember his name right now, was about rejection and the continuous rejection that he experiences. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So put that in our business plan. Continue to be rejected. Let people know that it's too late. Say that's that.
Yeah. It's too late. That's wow.
And I mean, maybe for those folks that are actually already tipping over on the fence, that's fine. The folks that are already reaching a hand.
Well, all you have to do is choose.
Just choose.
Yeah.
If you're not on the fence trying to reach out a hand, that it probably is too late.
You could choose to get on the fence at any time.
So
I think that's we've unraveled something, that it's too late because you're not choosing.
Yeah.
You have chosen for it to be too late, and you are continuing to choose for it to be too late, and therefore it's too late.
You've allowed someone to choose for you. Someone not in your best interest. And yeah, for some folks, I have to say this, I'm sorry. Probably is too late. It's it's gonna make me the most hated person. I don't, but whatever. Some folks it probably is, and for the vast majority, it's our planet's going to survive. Yeah, we're talking about this climate change, and I believe it. Our planet's going to survive. Our planet's going to kick us off.
Yeah.
We traumatized this being of a planet that was a gift for us. It's going to just find a way. Tsunamis, kill-offs, and then by the way, we help it along with nuclear power plants leaching radioactive material into oceans and oil spills and
but even that I feel that we have the ability to alchemize and let our cells do what our cells know how to do.
True.
Or the divine.
Some of us will. I think that those of us who see that evidence will will alchemize that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of us who, despite all this, oh my gosh, despite it all, 50 years old, one hospitalization my whole life when I was 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, none for me as far as illness.
excellent. I mean, yeah, and so that's the only person I can see that is actually the only person I know probably has a better track record than me.
Who,
There you
me?
go. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So I can't even catch up. So it's all right.
Sure you can.
Yeah, and actually, I almost want to see it. It sounds macabre and maybe morbid, but I actually want to. I feel like, and I felt like I'll be around when that too late moment happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Once in a while, I admit that knowing that there a little bit of fear rises up.
yeah,
I notice it, and I then take that moment as an opportunity to feel connected to the divine wisdom and protection.
yeah,
It's not even protection; it's just love. And if you follow that, whatever happens, you're going to be all right. It might not be enjoyable for a time, but you will
yeah.
be all right.
I actually feel like, wow, what a privilege it might be
Mm.
if it was like the universe or God's, I don't know, I don't want to say plan or circumstance that I get to be there for it, even though I might see horrible destruction, horrible things. But if I'm part of like humanity and the universe waking up and the outcome of these particles, I get to witness it and grieve.
I'm hearing let go of that phrase,
Let go of it.
humanity waking up.
Man, okay.
I don't know why exactly yet, but that's what
Well,
I'm hearing. Because I think it's become one of those phrases that have been rendered useless.
all right. Yeah, it is. Well, let's just say like the whole cosmic intelligence of all things.
Yeah.
Um, and deciding that cosmic intelligence, deciding to play lots of things out in its infinite existence. What an interesting privilege it would be to see a turning point and a correction
Mm-hmm.
of. That seems really interesting. Is I can't like think of it on human terms, but if I think of it on like the whole cosmic galactic whatever, I'm like, ooh, if I'm around and I get to witness this whole total breakdown, we've talked about breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
If I get to be like part of this, the cosmos and the intelligence of all things that is,
And
spiritually,
feel love all the way through it.
you love all the way through it. So what a privilege. It's interesting how like even like decay and demolishing and destruction are a gift.
Mm-hmm.
That's also another thing that maybe I think everyone really, from a cosmic perspective and a cellular perspective, knows that this is a beautiful process. This decay, this rotting away so something else can happen. We know this as soul beings, but we've been tricked to fear it
Mm-hmm.
in these bodies and
Yeah.
enslavement paradigms.
Yeah.
We wake up to that. I don't know if that'll happen. then nothing really can touch us.
Well, yeah, if you stop being your body, if you stop believing you are your body,
Yeah.
that creates a whole different way of existing.
If you don't believe you're not your body or these attachments you have to, I mean, yeah, we woke up into an addictive world,
Yeah.
and we've been crying for our bottle
Mm-hmm.
all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's our mommy or whether it's the government or whether it's our boss or our job or our money or
Mm-hmm.
the healthcare system. Cure me, help me, fix me, fix me.
Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, just the complete disconnection of being so afraid of the new thing that's up, the coronavirus. Meanwhile, your suicide by the installment plan of smoking. Why be afraid of one and not the other? I mean, if you're going to be afraid, let's be consistent.
Or heart disease.
Or if you're smoking but you feel immune to the effects of it, why not put that into place about all the other stuff?
That's true. People can quit coronavirus whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put that in place, I guess. It's just, I don't know. It's so misplaced, and it's like hypnosis.
Yeah.
It is hypnosis.
Mm-hmm. Brainwashing, hypnosis, gaslighting. So, yeah, systematic and intentional.
Yeah. Manchurian candidates, all of us. Some of us aren't.
I don't know.
So at the end of this, I guess we don't really have any answers for anyone, but yet.
Oh, yeah, choose.
Choose.
Done.
Let us choose. It's done. So, sorry to give it a little bleakness, but it's a you're welcome moment, and you know, it is too late unless you choose.
Yeah, you're welcome for offering the opportunity to think we're stupid and reject us and shut this off
Oh yeah.
and live the results of that, or to shine a light on a few things that you might consider. You're welcome. Or a decision to choose differently.
Yeah. We've thanked people for this rejection. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I think feeling through rejection has really helped us the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and we've been given so many opportunities.
Ah, we're rich.
Personal, professional, minute by minute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna make acceptance feel like
What is going on? It'll be almost frightening in the
frightening. That's what
beginning,
we will
probably.
say.
We'll have to feel through that too. Or suspicion. It's like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
What's your angle?
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing more. For those or anybody who's like has like a little inkling, I guess, just tiny inkling. If you got like a finger on the fence or a hand reached out, or you know,
Just looking at the fence.
congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's my little cheerleader moment. If you really need that, please, just Feel through the fear. Feel through it. Realize what it is, and yeah, there's really not any glory about knowing the truth and about feeling through all of it and realizing that for much of this it's just too late. There's no glory in that. There's no glory when you actually like feel the truth. The glory is more of you get to see the evidence. You just get to see these day-to-day evidentiary things and that you never thought possible.
Well, the last week of February, I got the message for that March was just the phrase "dropping like flies," and that was the thing to look for in March. And it didn't feel good to know that. I mean, it could also mean lies dropping like flies. But I've been seeing it. I see grand opportunity for it to be something more sinister or macabre.
Yeah. Well, I'm much more than a fly, so I think.
Well, the rest of it was that when there's less filth and waste, there's less need for flies.
Yeah. Not as much to attract them.
So that's the upside, less filth and waste.
Yeah. The biggest thing I can ever do, though, is I realize that I create my reality. I think and I've said this before, I've already left. People should realize that I have already left. Scott's left the building. He's left this. He's left that. Yeah. Whatever you define as Scott, he's already left. Even just metaphorically, I talk about moving somewhere else, and I never do, but I've already left anyway.
Yeah, right.
Scott, the expectation of society and the human world of what Scott is wrapped up in their hopes and dreams has left. Should be happy about that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, again.
Yeah, and I'll point out that was a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice.
Feels way better to just leave.
Yeah. And those cosmic quits that we had early have just developed and bloomed.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're hopefully sad.
Yes.
Sadly hopeful.
Grandiosely sad and grandiosely welcoming it. Oh, part of me can't wait. That'll be the next one.
Yeah.
Just, it'd be kind of nice. So.
Yeah, let's get this part done.
Get it all over with. Let that happen. Oh my gosh. So glad the stores are running out of stuff.
Yeah, wow, the people who missed out have to feel their fear. Oh my God, I don't have hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh, I've run out of Band-Aids, or I've run out of this. So yeah, feel your fear. Ooh. Yeah. Move through it. Feel it.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
Yep. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you like us, subscribe.
Yes, there you go. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes. Share the doom and gloom. We love you. All right.
Bye.